Gary Vaynerchuk believes that you have to put yourself in your customer's shoes if you want to understand their needs. That you have to focus your marketing on a targeted group. And that analyzing and caring for your potential clients is important. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my take on Gary V's views on how to successfully market your company. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Put yourself in your customer's place.
I just don't understand salespeople. It's actually a really interesting trait that allows somebody to be a good salesperson. It comes down to empathy. Are you able to put yourself in the other person's shoes? I know what I want. I know how I want it to be, but the reason VaynerMedia has been successful is because I haven't been stubborn about forcing all of my clients who are $9 billion companies to do it my way. I'm a speedboat. You know, me as a brand and a person, as a human, I'm too teeny tiny. VaynerMedia is small, 100 million small. 100 million small. Like my Pepsi client, you know, they break that much product in a month. Small, not really, but you know, small. And so you need to be empathetic. I know how you want it to be. I know when you're hitting me up for 15 minutes of my time, what you want out of it. What do I want out of it? What do I get out of it? And that's what I do 24/7, 365. I check my wants at the door when I go in sales mode, and that's the flip reverse of how most of you roll. And that's why I win. The combination of running the marathon, I don't need it right now, I'm patient as f***, and I really give a about what you want. It's why you like me. It's why this content works. It's why all these things work. Because I think about you. I don't think about myself. And so we need to deploy empathy. You think you're a good salesman? Show me by deploying massive empathy and awareness to the other person. They don't not get it. They don't get it the way you want it because usually it's for you. The amount of you trying to sell me right now in the comments on Insta, I know what you want, but if you're trying to sell it to somebody, you need to understand what they want.
Rule number 2, focus your marketing on a targeted group.
So I think the things we have to do is always debate everything. Always debate everything. Become far less headline readers. Facebook had some reporting errors on things that we never even reported against because they didn't really matter. Right? So like, but everybody hears that, or vice versa, whatever the headlines are. So I think attention is what you need to trade on. Here's another one. I believe that I am a massive anti-programmatic banner and pre-roll digital ad buyer. I am at the highest levels, and I just don't think it's a good idea to be on weeklysavings.org, bottom left-hand corner banner ad when the justification is the CPM cost. Nobody saw it. So I think we have, you know, if you and I were doing this chat right now and there was nobody in here, it wouldn't matter what the creative is. And so first we have to nail that down, and then we have to nail down the creative. And I think using the piggyback off the election, different people want to hear different things. And thank you know, for whatever you think of it, for me, thankfully, if nothing, you know, at the most micro levels, because there are much bigger macro issues with politics, if nothing else, people are now debating like, oh, right. You can't give people the same message. Yeah. The days of marketing of Chase, it's for all of you. Like, it's over. Like vanilla marketing is dead because we had to vanilla market for 50 years because they were blunt objects. You ran a commercial to everybody, but it meant nothing. Because when you try to mean something to everybody in one fell swoop, you mean nothing.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
In a success world, please understand that success is happiness, not net dollars in. The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much. My ability to only be comfortable in massive chaos has been my biggest asset as an entrepreneur. Like, I would never take a note. Like, that scares the out of me what these 3 people are doing right now.
Rule number 3, analyze your potential customers.
I'm selling a ton of in a B2B environment by following the people that I want to sell to on social networks and figuring out what they like in the world besides being who they are as a professional, and reverse engineering and exploiting their passions as a way to sell them. So in real English, I mean, go follow people on Twitter, and if they're into fishing, talk to them about fishing and then sell them your SaaS product. I listen. And it's confusing because I'm a paradox that way because I talk so much, but it's only after I've listened fully. I've literally been watching everybody to the scale of my human capabilities for 3 years on their behavior on Snapchat. That's why I feel like I'm ready to talk. And the B2B stuff is a money pit. It's amazing. Like, I think, I have no empathy for you guys. I think it's super easy compared to B2C. I'm being dead serious. You know it's Stan at fucking Ogilvy, or you know it's Rick at AT&T. This shouldn't be that hard. And more importantly, what you have to do is you have to eliminate romance. You have to understand what they care about more than what you care about. And that's such a common mistake of salespeople. Like, no, you're trying to hit your numbers and do your thing. But if you know what their rationale is to why they're not using you, you need to exploit that. You need to figure out what that vulnerability is and explain that to them. So I'm just reverse engineering at scale. It's why I prep for 0 meetings. You know, it's 0 prep. I'm gonna listen, like never. Like I have to walk in and listen for a little bit and then I'll know what to do by the end.
So you're not reading up on them before and you're not checking out their social accounts, any of that kind of stuff?
No, not if it's a real pit. Like I mean, no. The answer is no. I day trade attention and build businesses. When you day trade attention, eyes and ears are very important. What I learned, and this is, by the way, this is the scenario. I would literally be at a baseball card show, and I'm gonna paint it for you, because it's really important. I would literally, like, I would get there at 6, 7 a.m. The show would open at 9, 7, 8 a.m. And I would have my table, and I would sit there for hours. Garrett, pay attention. And I would sit there for hours, and I would do this, and then this, and then this, and I would look, and I'd come around. And I'll never forget this. I'd always come around. I try to understand it from their perspective. I would pay attention to what the other dealers were doing. And so I'd be like, okay, he has a lot of boxes here. So like if I go white space here, I gave a lot. I'm a kid. I'm 13, I'm 14. And I'm thinking about how would you walk through this mall, and if you just saw that guy's table, what does my table have to do so that you're not, you know, there's 80 tables here. What would you have to see there that would then make this stand out in the context of that and that? And then what could I do? And if you look at this table, this is the big punchline, right? The orange thing. So let's call that the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. Do I put it in the middle, but then it's hidden by all the other cards? Do I put a top left corner? And it's funny, even as a kid, and this is how I understand websites, I understood that's how people read. So I would put my flashiest, hardest core, hottest items in the top left corner because I understood that's how the eye would look at it and be like, whoa, there's stuff here. You know, to me, that's a really interesting insight to how I roll. It's how I think about the first 5 seconds of this video when you watch it. It's how I think about my tweets. It's how I think about my opening line when I give a keynote speech that all of you have seen, and the cliche, how many people know who I am? Who don't know who I am? Everybody raises their hands. Oh, that hurts. Ha ha ha. Humility, because I'm about to deploy a lot of ego. So, you know, for all my, yeah, blah, 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 I'm quite calculated. And that's how I thought about it. And so what I would tell you, Patrick, is it? Patrick, pay attention to the eyes. Understand the context. Think about the parking lot flow of the vegetable market and think about what most people walk through and how do you have, and do you have a vegetable that nobody else has? Do you have a better price on something that nobody else has? Understand what they just saw. Understand where they're going. Where's the bathrooms and the porta potties? Where's the honey lady? Like there's the sausage guy. Like I'm the only person that sells pickles in this entire row. Think, and then when you sit down and watch in your first table, just watch. That's all I did. I was like I looked like a weird dude probably because I would just watch. And I would watch like a goddamn hawk. And I would just watch and see their eyes and then adjust and be like, maybe that wasn't working. Counterpunching their attention.
Rule number 4, care about your clients.
In 2001, it snowed in New Jersey on December 23rd, which was one of the busiest days of the year. Typically, December 23rd is the busiest day of the year in a liquor store. And a woman called us, we just started shipping, and her case of Beringer White Zinfandel wasn't delivered. The entire case, by the way, 15-pack, the entire 15-pack case cost $45. We're doing about $40,000 an hour in the store. She calls. I find out about it, and we're debating what to do. She needs it for her Christmas dinner. I grab the case, throw it in my car, and drive to Bergen County to deliver it. It takes me 2.5 hours to complete the whole thing. And the best part was, I delivered it, all pumped with myself, and she said, great, and closed the door. Awesome. Everybody, especially my dad, who was pissed that I left because all the customers that came in asking for me or that I could have sold, everybody was baffled. I can't tell you what the ROI of driving through the snow in my car to deliver a case of $45 pink to a woman that looked like Yoda was. But I can tell you this, over the next 2 to 3 years, that story became the foundation of how we treated every single customer. It became our competitive edge. But I'm telling you right now that there are way too many running businesses today with this, and not enough people running businesses with this.
And rule number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is adapt to changes.
People still see commercials, but the amount of people in 2018 when a commercial comes on that go and look at this in between TV versus how many people did that in 1998? In 1998, this didn't exist. You're watching the mean cooking lady, when it goes into commercial, you're watching that commercial. Maybe you'll talk to your parent, but maybe you'll cook a microwave, but you're watching. In 2018, everybody in here, the second it goes to commercial, grabs this. And now this gets the attention. I did a little homework. That commercial in Polish TV has gone up in price, not down. It's more expensive, not less. Yet, all of you and everybody in this beautiful country's attention goes here. It's now overpriced attention. I have never been to Poland before, and I'm so happy to be here. I looked at my phone the entire time. I've never been in this country. I wanted to come to this country because it's so close to where I was born. I got into a car. It's the first time I'm here. And outside the fact that they wanted to show me one building, your main building, which is beautiful, by the way, besides looking at that building for 13 seconds, I looked at my phone the whole time. 20 years ago, I would have watched outside very carefully and looked at all the beautiful differences and similarities. But what I also would have seen was the billboards that you have on your highways and roads. That billboard used to have more value. Today, it's gone up in price from 15 years ago, yet everybody here, when they're not driving as a passenger, is looking at their phone. My friends, understanding this is very, very important. The amount of people in here who are wasting money in marketing every day because it used to work is the opportunity and the danger depending on how you're navigating your business and your life. What used to work is always the thing that's going to put you out of business. Looking backwards allows somebody to pass you.
Now I have a special bonus clip from Gary on how to monetize your time that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, how can you care more about your clients this week? Number 2, what's the change in the marketplace that you need to adapt to? And number 3, what's the specific target group that you want to go after? And if you promise to take action after watching this video, make the promise to yourself. Give me a hashtag, believe in the comments below, and then go and do it.
Hey, Gary V here. So the more I kind of live my life and do my business and do VaynerMedia and Wine Library and Gary Vaynerchuk and personal brand and the wine business and consulting for all these clients and companies, the more and more it's getting obvious, and I think plenty of people understand this, but I wanted to share my 2 thoughts on this, that your time as a person is what's now valuable. It's the only scarcity in the market, right? I mean, information is widely available, opinions are a dime a dozen, entertainment is coming at us at all angles. The cost to make them is 0, the cost to deliver them is 0, the cost to promote them is 0. So what can you really monetize? Well, what you're gonna monetize, brands and companies, is your effort and your caring. Brand time is what is going to make money in the future. Actually spending time with your fans, taking them on tour, recording a song with them, talking about them, having lunch with them, having dinner with them, keynotes, shaking hands, Skyping. Your time, your effort to your community is where you're going to monetize. And the more people realize that the customer service aspect of your business is where the money's going to be, the quicker they're going to be successful in the new world where almost everything's value is dropping so quickly. I mean, you can't sell information, can you? But what you can sell is your time. And what happens happens is people then become caring. The more time you give away, the more they thank you, and then they start getting into the thank you business. So clearly you can't sell all your time, but the more you give it away for free, like live streaming with your fan base, something I've been doing more and more of, the more people appreciate it, the more they understand that has a value, the more they know that you're not spending time with somebody else or with your family, you're with them, you're giving them your time, and that engagement and the lack of fear of overexposure is where the opportunity is going to be going forward. It's something a lot of businesses and a lot of personal brands, bands, products, everything need to really think about. Enormous opportunity in your time. Not the most scalable thing, but there's only so much of it. And if it's a want to a lot of people, it'll become quite valuable. Brand time is about to get really valuable. You know, those people that show up at parties and get paid, athletes and celebrities that get paid a fortune for appearances. We're going to see micro versions of that, enormous economy behind it, and a lot of interesting scalability with Skype and Ustream and these kind of aspects. It's going to be quite fascinating. The brand, the product time is about to become quite interesting. Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want Gary Vee's views on how to win on Instagram, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.